Hello my dear students, hope you all are fine and safe at your homes. Today we'll start the next chapter, that is chapter 6, triangles. In this chapter we have to discuss about similarity of triangles. So many criteria are there for similarities, but before starting with the similarity of triangles, first we will check what are these similar figures. So first we will check whether we are finding any examples of similar figures in our daily life. Similar figures. So if you will check the normal, as you can say, the local definition, not according to mathematical language, the local definition, just write down that definition also. Two figures are said to be similar. Two figures are said to be similar. Said to be similar. Two figures are said to be similar if they are of same shape. Just check there, they are of same shape. I wrote there. Two figures are said to be similar if they are of same shape. I am saying. I am not saying about the size. When we are writing in this way, two figures, if they are of same shape and size also, then that figures will be congruent figures. At present, we are not dealing with congruent figures. We are dealing with similar figures. So, for similar figures, the figures should have the same shape. Their shape should be same. So, for example, there, I have drawn a rectangle in this way. Correct? And another rectangle, a small rectangle I have drawn there. So if you will check the shape there, what is the shape? This one, rectangle. This one also is a rectangle. So two different rectangles, two rectangles of different length and breadth. They are called similar figures. In this way, any other example there, like suppose an equilateral triangle I have drawn. An equilateral triangle I have drawn of 6 centimeter, and another equilateral triangle I have drawn of side 3 centimeter. Side 3 centimeter. So whether their shape is same? Yes, it is also equilateral triangle and this one also equilateral triangle. So their shapes are same. Measurement of sides are different. So they are not congruent, but they are similar. So two figures are said to be similar if they are of same shape. Their shape should be same. So in the same way, if I will draw a circle there, different types of circles we can draw. We can draw circles of different radius there. So suppose I have drawn first a circle in this way, and after that I have drawn a big circle there. If I will ask you, what is this one? So you will say it is a circle. What is this one? This one also is a circle. What is the change here? Sometimes here radius can be equal to 1 centimeter. In this case, radius can be equal to 5 centimeter. It depends on the radius which you have taken. But their shapes are same. So these type of figures are called similar figures where their shape is same. So now we have to check where we can find out these similar figures. Do we have some examples of similar figures in our daily life? Can you imagine where we are using these similar figures? Where we are using the concept of these similar figures? Okay, let me tell you. When you are going for a shopping there in Big Bazaar or in Pothys, you might have seen these type of container. You might have checked this one. This one is a small container only. No. Just to check. First container. After that inside it another container and then one more container. In these types so many plastic containers you might have seen in the shops there. Correct? So just to check. Just to check their shapes. Their shapes are same. Correct? They might be different in sizes, different in size. That's why one lies inside the other. One lies inside the other, but they are of same shape. So this is the example of similarity, where we are using the concept of similarity in our daily life there, but we cannot relate this to our mathematics. You might have seen this container, correct? This type of container at your homes also, but you cannot imagine this one, you cannot relate this one to mathematics there. So here you can check. These are simple examples which you can give to express what is similarity. In the same way, some flower patterns you can check. Some will be big, some will be small, but they follow the same pattern. So they are similar. Clear? What are similar figures there? Just a local definition is their shape should be same. Now we will check what is the definition of similarity according to mathematics. How we will say that two figures are similar. So just write down there. Two figures are said to be similar. Two figures are said to be similar if first one, their corresponding angles are equal. Their corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. First condition is corresponding angles must be equal. And second one we have corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Corresponding sides are in the same ratio. I am not saying that sides should be equal. I am saying corresponding sides should be in the same ratio. Suppose I am giving you an equilateral triangle we can draw. I have drawn an equilateral triangle ABC. Suppose its sides is equal to 2 centimeter, and here another equilateral triangle I am drawing whose sides is equal to suppose 4 centimeter. Now I said corresponding sides should be in the same ratio. First one, corresponding angles are equal. In equilateral triangle, what is the measurement of each angle? Each angle is equal to 60 degrees. So here also in this triangle also, each angle should be equal to 60 degrees. Now check the ratio of each side. So if we will check in this way, we have the side AB and here we have the side PQ. So if you will find out their ratio, AB by PQ, what will come? 2 by 4. So that is equal to 1 by 2. In the same way, BC by QR, that is also equal to 2 by 4 equal to 1 by 2. AC by PR, that is also equal to 2 by 4 is equal to 1 by 2. This you don't have to write at present. In details we will study. This is just I gave you for explanation. Okay. So this is the exact definition which is there. Two figures are said to be similar if first one is corresponding angles should be equal, and second condition is corresponding sides are in the same ratio. So before going to the concept of similarity, we have to study one theorem, and name of that theorem is basic proportionality theorem. So all of you write down the heading basic proportionality theorem. Basic proportionality theorem, or this is also called Thales theorem because it is given by Thales. So that's why it is also called Thales theorem. So you can write down basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem. Basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem. So first you can write down the statement of basic proportionality theorem. So all of you write down the statement. I am not writing, you just write down. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides, again I am repeating, if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, the statement, when we are writing the theorem, statement should be same as given in your textbook there. You don't have to explain in your own words. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. So once again you just check the statement. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides at distinct points, then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Now we will check what is the meaning, what is the concept which they are saying. So first one, what we have in this one, we have a triangle. We have a triangle. Always don't draw equilateral triangle. So we have a triangle here. Suppose naming is triangle ABC. So if in a triangle a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle and it is intersecting the other two sides at two distinct points. So I think in this way if I will draw, it will be difficult for you to see. So I will draw here at the top there. A bigger one I can draw. So in triangle ABC, we have to draw a line which is parallel to one side of a triangle. So parallel to one side, so I am drawing a parallel to line parallel to BC. So suppose in this way, I have drawn a line DE. I have drawn a line DE parallel to BC. So according to the statement it is written, if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides. So it is intersecting side AB at D and side AC at E. Then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. So if you will check here, the side AB is divided into two parts there. First is AD and second one is DB. In the same way we have AE and EC. So their ratio, when we will write down in ratio, so first ratio will come AD by DB and here the ratio will come AE by EC. So what they are saying, it is divided in the same ratio, meaning these two ratios are equal. That is the statement which is written. So whenever we will draw a line parallel to one side of a triangle, then the ratio of other two sides here, the ratios will be equal. This we have to prove. Okay. So first write down given. Given. In this way, whenever you have to prove anything, all these steps must be written. So what is given in this question? DE parallel to BC is given. So we can write down there. DE parallel to BC. Now we will write what we have to prove. What we have to prove. What we have to prove? Yes, we have to prove their ratios are equal, means we have to prove AD by DB equal to AE by EC. This we have to prove. So for this, to prove this one, we need the concept of area. So here we need some construction there. So write down here construction. What are the constructions we are doing? So first I am doing the construction and then we can write. So first we can draw a line perpendicular from D to AE. So suppose naming I have gave here DM. So just write down there DM perpendicular to AE. In the same way, from E also I will draw a perpendicular. So suppose naming is N. Next is EN perpendicular to AD. Construction is DM perpendicular to AE and EN perpendicular to AD is drawn, because this one we have done. That's why I have written drawn. After that, what we will join? In this one, we will join the opposite vertices BE and CD. Whenever you are doing a construction, it should be dotted lines there. So from there, it will be clear that you are doing the construction. It is not given in the question. So just write down there BE and CD. B and E, comma, C and D are joined. B and E, comma, C and D are joined. So these are the constructions which we needed to prove basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem. So here I wrote there what we have to prove. So I am rubbing this one because we need the diagram to prove the question. Now write down proof. So in proof we are using the concept of area, and we have to use in such a way that we should get this side AD, DB, AE and EC. So for that, first I am taking this triangle. Here we have the triangle ADE. Triangle ADE. Area of triangle ADE. We know formula for area of triangle is half into base into height. So first in the proof we want AD. So I am taking the base as AD. So half into base, that is equal to AD. Now if I am taking this base, then here we have two perpendiculars there. Then which perpendicular I should take? That you have to think there. So if I have taken this base, what is that perpendicular line segment which is on this line? Here we have the symbol. You just check what is that perpendicular line segment is EN. So in the side AD we have this perpendicular line. So we will take this as perpendicular. And what is that one? EN. So half into AD into EN. Make it equation number 1. Okay. Now in one more way we can find out area of triangle ADE. One more perpendicular is there. Okay. So that also we will write here. Area of triangle ADE. Again half into. This one also we can take as base there. So half into AE. Now if I am taking AE as the base, what is that perpendicular line segment on AE? Which line segment is perpendicular to AE? DM. So we will take DM as the height. So we will get half into AE into DM. Make it equation number 2. So I think these two are clear to you. How I wrote there? I used the concept of area of triangle. Half into base into height. Now we will check here. Here next we want the side BD. So we will write here area of triangle BDE. Area of triangle BDE. So here also we have half into. Our base is equal to BD. But here we don't have the perpendicular line segment here. So for this one I am giving you the example here. Suppose we have a triangle here in this way. Okay. I have a triangle in this way. Triangle ABC. How to calculate the area of this triangle? Formula will be same. Half into base, that is equal to BC into height. Height means always it should be a straight line. Perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance I can draw from the point A only. So when I will draw perpendicular, it will come outside the triangle, correct? It is coming outside the triangle, but we will take this as the height. So in this case, we will take it is equal to AM. So perpendiculars can come outside the triangle also. Now in this triangle, we can check which will be the perpendicular line. Triangle DBE we have taken. So DB already we have taken. What is the side remaining? That is E. From the point E, what is the perpendicular we have drawn? That is equal to EN. So BD into EN will come. Make it equation number 3. In the same way, first what we did, area of triangle BDE. In the same way, now we will find out what will be the area of triangle DCE. Area of triangle DCE. Half into, what is the base here? CE. Into, now we will check the height there. Here we have taken the base CE. Now, which side is remaining? Which point is remaining? The point D is remaining. From the point D, what is the perpendicular we have? M. So, perpendicular will be equal to DM. Make it equation number 4. So, we have calculated the areas of these triangles. Okay. Now, we have to divide. Now, for that, we will check how to divide. We have to divide in such a way that we should get this ratio. AD and DB. So just to check in which equation AD and DB is coming. Equation 1 and equation 3. Okay, so just write down equation 1 divided by equation 3. What we are doing? We are doing equation 1 divided by equation 3. Equation 1 dividing by equation 3. Okay, so I am writing here only. Equation 1 is there. Equation 3 is here. So area of triangle ADE divided by area of triangle BDE is equal to half into AD into EN divided by half into BD into EN. In this way only it will come. Equation 1 divided by equation 3. So area of triangle ADE, in the left hand side we will get area of triangle ADE by area of triangle BDE is equal to this one. So here half and half will get cancelled. EN and EN also will get cancelled. So we will get area of triangle ADE by area of triangle BDE is equal to, you write in the next step, is equal to AD by BD. Is equal to AD by BD. Make it equation number 5. So which one we have divided? Equation 1 and 3. Why we have divided equation 1 and 3? Because in the proof we want the side AD and BD. Now in the same way, which one we will divide? Equation 2 divided by equation 4. Equation 2 divided by equation 4. Then what will happen? Again, half and half will get cancelled. DM and DM will get cancelled. So, remaining what will come? Area of triangle ADE by area of triangle DCE is equal to AE by EC. Is equal to AE by EC. Written. This is equation number 6. Now, but in the proof, what we need? We need AD by BD. AD by BD equal to AE by EC. So, which one we have to prove? That is there in our right hand side. So, these two will be equal if their corresponding left hand sides are equal. So, if you will check the left hand side, numerator are same. In both the left hand side, we have the same numerator. Here also we have triangle ADE. Here also we have triangle ADE. Where is the difference we have? Here. Here we have triangle BDE and here we have triangle DCE. If these two are also equal, then we can say both will be equal. Correct? So at present I am taking that area of triangle ADE we can take as y. Area of triangle ADE x we can take. Okay. So at present what we are getting here, x by area of triangle BDE is equal to x by area of triangle DCE. Now we have to prove these two triangles are also equal in area. Now you check the diagram. Triangle BDE and triangle CDE. Okay, any line is parallel, DE parallel to BC. So here we have to use the concept which you studied in 9th class there. Okay, two figures, if they are on the same base, if you will check the triangle BDE and triangle CDE, we have a common side, and that common side is DE. So normally the common side we are saying as base there. So area of here triangle BDE and triangle CDE are on the same base DE, and between the same parallels DE and BC. Therefore, they are equal in area. We studied in 9th class. If two figures are on the same base and between the same parallels, then their area will be equal. Correct? Two triangles. So write down there. Write down the statement. Triangle BDE and triangle CDE are on the same base. What is that same side? DE. Are on the same base DE and between the same parallels. What are the two parallel lines we have? DE and BC. Same parallels DE and BC. Therefore, area of triangle BDE will be equal to area of triangle CDE, and that equal to we can take as both are equal to y. Okay, now we can substitute here the value. So your first equation will come here, fifth equation will become x by y is equal to AD by BD, and the sixth equation also will become x by y is equal to AE by EC. So again, just to check, in both left hand side are equal to x by y. If left hand side is equal, then right hand side also will be equal. So we write down, therefore AD by BD equal to AE by EC. So in this way we will prove basic proportionality theorem. This one is important. So all of you, I have explained to you one more time. You just do it by yourself. Check whether you are getting the method or not. In case of any doubt, you can ask. Okay. So in this way, we will prove AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. Now, when we proved this one, so many extra results also we can derive from this one. So that results are called corollary, means which are direct application of this basic proportionality theorem. So triangle ABC you don't draw. Again I am drawing because I rubbed it. DE. What we proved there? We proved here AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. Correct? I proved this one. Now adding 1 on both the sides. So we are adding 1 on both the sides. So what we are getting? AD by BD plus 1. AE by EC plus 1. 1 can be written as 1 by 1. Now what we have to do? Cross multiplication. Then what will come? AD plus BD by BD equal to AE plus EC by EC. Now in the figure you just check. AD plus BD equal to which line segment? AB. So AB by BD is equal to, in the same way, AE plus EC can be equal to AC. AC by EC. So you can use this application also directly. AB, the whole side divided by its smaller one will be, their ratios also will be same. So in the same way, we proved AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. Now just to take the reciprocal. Then what will happen? BD by AD will be equal to EC by AE. And as we did in the previous one, adding 1 on both the sides. Then what will happen? Here we will get BD plus AD by AD equal to EC plus AE by AE. So if you will check the diagram, BD plus AD, again it will be equal to AB. AB by AD is equal to, here what will come? EC plus AE, that is equal to the side AC by AE. So if the line is parallel to the third side, the ratio, it depends on you, how you can take the ratio. Separate ratios will be same, then ratio of whole side divided by this one will be same. So these are the applications of basic proportionality theorem. So when we will discuss the question, then this application will be clear to you. Now write down there, converse of basic proportionality theorem. Write down converse of BPT, basic proportionality theorem. In short form, it can be written as BPT. So first we will write down the statement and then we will check what the statement says. So write down the statement. If a line divides any two sides of a triangle, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, once again I am repeating, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. Then the line is parallel to the third side. Written, once again I am saying, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. Now we will check what the theorem says. So first one, if a line divides any two sides of a triangle is given. So suppose we have a triangle ABC and a line is there. Suppose the line we can take as DE, a line segment DE which divides the two sides of a triangle in the same ratio. So when we have drawn the line segment AB is divided into two parts. Here also AC also divided into two parts. So here condition is given, if it divides in the same ratio, their ratios are equal. That condition is given. What is given here? AD by DB equal to AE by EC is given. So if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. Which side is remaining? Side BC is remaining. So after then whatever is written, that we have to prove. So what we have to prove here? Yes, here we have to prove DE parallel to BC. So we have to prove now here DE parallel to BC. Now we will write the proof there. We have to prove DE parallel to BC. So for that, what we will suppose, we will take the opposite of that. We have to prove DE parallel to BC. So we will suppose that, suppose DE is not parallel to BC. We have to prove DE parallel to BC, but we are supposing that DE is not parallel to BC. So if DE is not parallel, then any other line segment will be there which is parallel to BC. So we will suppose DE dash parallel to BC. So DE not parallel to BC we are taking. So we are assuming that another line is there which is parallel to BC starting from D only. So I am drawing a line here, DE dash, which is parallel to BC. So DE dash parallel to BC we got. Okay. Now again we are writing here the condition once more we will write. What we are getting here after the construction? In triangle ABC we have, which line is parallel we drawn? DE dash parallel to BC. So in triangle ABC we have DE dash parallel to BC. So DE dash is parallel to BC. So we can use basic proportionality theorem. What basic proportionality theorem says? The sides will be in the same ratio. Which side we have taken here? DE dash. So in this way if you will draw, what are the two sides we have for AB? AD and DB. So write down there AD by DB equal to DE dash is the parallel line there. So what is the side here? AE dash by E dash C. So it is equal to AE dash by E dash C. So this is the condition which we got when we have taken DE dash parallel to BC. So make it equation number 1. But already in the statement one condition is given. What is that? AD by DB equal to AE by EC, that is given. Equation 2. So from equation 1 and 2, what we can say? Just to check in equation 1 and 2. Left hand side is same. So their right hand side also will be equal. So write down there from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2 we will get AE dash by E dash C is equal to AE by EC. AE dash by E dash C is equal to AE by EC we got. But we have to prove DE parallel to BC. Now from here we will check how we will get the condition. Now what we have to do here? Adding 1 on both the sides. Just write down there. Adding 1 on both the sides. Both the sides. When we will do the question, that time I will explain why we are adding 1 here. Here we are adding 1 to get the side AC. That much only. So here if I will add 1 here on both the sides, then we will do the cross multiplication. Then what will come? AE dash plus E dash C by E dash C is equal to, right hand side will come AE plus EC by EC. Now in the diagram you just check AE dash plus E dash C, AE dash plus E dash C together, that will be equal to the line segment AC. So we will get there AC by E dash C is equal to, again AE plus EC, that will be equal to AC. So we are getting here AC by EC. So now just to check, numerators are same. So AC and AC will get cancelled. So cancel it. AC and AC got cancelled. So remaining, what will remain? What will be remaining there? If we will cancel AC and AC, we will get there 1 by E dash C is equal to 1 by EC. Now we can do the cross multiplication. Then it will come EC is equal to E dash C. What is the meaning of this one? What is this one? EC. EC is the line segment. E dash C also is a line segment, and it means their length is equal. but both are starting from the same point. CE and CE dash, both are equal in length, they are saying. So if they are equal in length, the starting point is same only. If their length is equal, then their ending point also should be equal only. There should not be any two different points. Correct? Are you getting my concept there? My point? Yes. They both line segments are equal in length, we proved. But their starting point is same, that is C. So if their starting point is same and their length is equal, meaning their ending point also should be same. So just write down there, this is possible. You don't have to explain everything there. Huh? This is possible if E and E dash are the same point, are at the same point. So for that same point, mathematical word is coincide. When E and E dash coincide with each other. Coincide with each other, meaning E and E dash are no different points. They are the same point. So E dash will be equal to E only. So from here we will get E dash is equal to E. E dash is equal to E. We got there. The points are equal. If you will not write, then also no problem. But what we have to prove? We have to prove DE parallel to BC. And what we have taken? DE dash parallel to BC we have taken there. And we are saying there is no E dash and E. The points are same. So therefore we can write DE parallel to BC. One thing there, basic proportionality theorem and its converse. It is applicable only in a triangle, not in any other case. So whenever you are using basic proportionality theorem or converse, just check it is applicable only in a triangle. Clear?